Welcome to Barbie's bitch house.
I'm sorry, I'm so dumb. I forgot to count. It's okay.
We'll just keep it up.
Okay.
This is probably gonna be the season finale.
I hope it is, because I'm so ready to see who killed everyone.
Okay. I will say, we'll get there.
I was like, don't say anything.
There's something weird.
Chapter 40 is called Up in Flames. An ear-deafening explosion roared through all their ears, followed by...
Last time the gasoline canister exploded once it hit the flames.
Okay. The container of gasoline exploded, sending gas and fire everywhere, spreading the fire quickly. Why does it say fire twice?
Fire is quickly spreading because it's
Shayna
fire.
screamed in agony as she felt her skin burn. Sounds like she's gonna fucking die. She grabbed Shannon and bolted away from the flame. Jonathan had been blown backwards into a nearby tree. Okay.
I imagine Jonathan...
wait, so...
I imagine Jonathan is looking like Johnny Depp with like long hair and like buff.
Okay, so it says Jonathan had been blown backwards into a nearby tree. So does that mean that... I like how it acts like there was actually like an explosion instead of it was just like fire everywhere. Mm-hmm. So it says he had been blown back into a nearby tree. It doesn't say he was on fire. So that to me says something weird about it. Just because he's not on fire. And if he was in the tree maybe... then I don't know.
Unless he is on fire and I'm stupid and didn't mention it yet.
Well, it says the other people are in fire. It says he lay unconscious on the ground. Huxley screamed in agony as his entire body burst into flames. Colt and Chase shared the same fate as being on fire. Jonathan, I guess, is the only one who's not on fire.
That's weird.
It says, run into the water, Shannon screamed at the boys, but it was too late. The three of them collapsed to the ground dead. So the only person it could be is Jonathan because they just died.
Anyways.
Okay.
No, I love... Run into the water. Never mind.
Yeah, they're already dead. Anyway. But the three of them collapsed to the ground, dead and burned beyond recognition. The trees in the forest had begun to roar with the blaze as well. Okay, wait. Maybe it wasn't Jonathan.
So how the fuck is Jonathan not on fire if the trees are on fire?
I don't know. It just says that he's not on fire. It didn't specifically say he was on fire. Because it said that Colt, Huxley, and Chase caught on fire and died.
And fucking died.
Yeah.
That's such a shitty way for some of those characters to go. Because we had a little bit of character development.
It says Shannon quickly ran over to grab Jonathan. Okay. Help me carry him, Shannon exclaimed to Shayna. The girls helped carry him. Okay, well, Shayna knows who the fuck it is. Why the fuck would she help carry him if it was him?
Maybe it's not him.
I don't know. Is it a girl?
I'm not going to tell you. We have like 10 pages until it gets revealed.
I'm like, okay. Well, I'm just saying, why the hell would she help pick him up?
I will say, once we figure out who the killer is, I need to do some clarificationing. But yeah. Don't read ahead. Don't fucking read ahead.
Sorry, it says... Shannon quickly ran over to grab Jonathan. Help me carry him, Shannon exclaimed to Shayna. The girls helped carry him with Shannon at the head and Shayna at the legs. Who the hell keeps doing this to us? Shannon screamed. Shayna had the answer. She knew who the killer was. She just didn't understand why. It's Kelsey, Shayna said. She's the one who cut the rope. Why the hell would she do that? Shannon exclaimed. I don't know, Shayna said. That's the end of the fucking chapter.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought that was the end of the fucking book.
So, apparently it's Kelsey, which I said in the beginning I didn't think it was a woman. I kind of thought it was Jonathan.
So there's a bit of like a twist that I feel like when I do rewrite this, it could be done a lot better. Because it touches on multiple personalities. So Kelsey has like this personality that's a male killing everyone. But I don't think the way I went about it was very... Oh,
I'm already seeing what's happened, and that's kind of funny. Chapter 41 is just called Kel. I feel like it was supposed to say Kelsey.
No, it wasn't.
But it just says Kel.
No, it's supposed to say Kel.
Okay. Kelsey woke up next to the flames. She screamed as the flame began touching her fingertips. Why the hell is there flames everywhere? Kelsey asked. But she knew the answer why. He had come out again. As much as she tried to fight him, he always came out and wreaked havoc on everything. It had started when she was young. She had always been insanely lonely as a child. Her parents were rarely home, usually out drinking or gambling their life savings away, hoping to make more money. Kelsey named her imaginary friend Kel. He was crazier and more chaotic than she ever was. He was rebellious and loved to wreak havoc. It started with Kel telling her to break vases and glasses in her house, and it gradually got worse as she got older. The worse he got, the harder it became to control him, until Kel and Kelsey became, because I think it's supposed to be became, but it says Kel and Kelsey became two different personalities altogether. When he wanted to wreak havoc, she couldn't stop him. She was powerless and had to watch him do it. It got to the point that she had to go to the psych ward and was put on medication. It helped keep Kel at bay. Unfortunately, in their assignment to go on the senior trip, she had accidentally knocked the bottle of pills down the sink. How do you just accidentally knock your pills down the bottom of the sink?
Oops.
I know, right?
Like, girl, get
She thought she had rid of Kel, but she was wrong. Kelsey looked over at Huxley, Colt, and Chase and screamed in rage. Kel hid again and killed all her friends. She looked around trying to find Jonathan, but she couldn't find him. Jonathan! Kelsey screamed, "Where are you?" A burning piece of wood fell off of a tree, falling only a few feet away from Kelsey. She knew Kel wouldn't want to share her body for much longer. It wouldn't be too long until he completely took over. She knew what she had to do. She headed towards the ocean and walked into it. This is such a lame way to end it, I'm sorry. That she was, like, fucking insane this entire time. And there was nothing ever to say that she might have been crazy.
Well, I mean, I did hint at it, but it was only kind of recently, where it's like she...
Yeah. Well, it said that she had trauma that he didn't know of.
Yeah. I was trying to, like, make it kind of... I didn't know how to write. Okay? I didn't know how to write. I think if I...
Too fucking old.
When I do read... Fuck your mom for that. First of all, fuck your mother. Fuck your mother. Anyways, so, no, because when I do rewrite this, I need to, like, have a lot of this character shit coming out, like, way
before.
Because I only bring it up when I'm like, oh, I'm bored, let's bring this up.
Well, it seems like you only bring up the shit right before they're about to die.
Like, Barney had trauma and they died.
Yeah.
McKenna had trauma and then he died. She died.
She knew what she had to do. She headed towards the ocean and walked into it. She held her head underwater and inhaled. The salt water burned her lungs, making her feel like her entire chest was on fire.
Here we go again, the drowning in 3 different ways.
Kel began clawing his way through her mind, trying to take control, but she wouldn't let him. If she killed herself, Kel wouldn't be able to kill anyone else. I like how this entire time, instead of just like killing herself in the beginning because she knew this was happening, she just like decided now to kill herself.
Yeah, she was like, well, I feel like in the beginning she thought she had done away with it until... But even then, she saw him kill people. Maybe she thought she could control it, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Anyway, seeing Missy's dead body made him excited, so he had killed Mr. Doherty and Mason. Kelsey was horrified. He had never killed people before. He had killed animals, but that was it. Jason was next. Kel made her climb into the tree and push him to the forest floor below. He had tried to kill Uma, but failed.
Uma Green. I hate that bitch.
I know. That made Kelsey happy that he couldn't get his way. He had almost killed Winnie and Madison the day they found the coconuts in the forest. Then he actually did kill Winnie once she followed him to his hiding spot, where he found out from the radio that help was on the way. He knew he had to kill as much as he could. He then killed David, so no one would ever find him and they wouldn't know he was the killer instead of him. Hollywood and Maria were next. He killed them with a rock. She hated that part. She had just started to like those girls. It was a shame they had to go that way. Then he planned on killing everyone, but Kelsey with that gasoline explosion. It only killed Huxley, Chase, and Cole, and as far as she could tell, she had no idea where Shannon, Shayna, and Jonathan were. I like how it keeps going back between him and her.
I know.
Before everything went black, Kel snapped into her consciousness. He forced Kelsey out of the water, causing her to sputter up water and cough. The fire reflected in the water, causing it to have an eerie yellow glow.
The water.
Kel looked up at the sky. He raised his hands to it and screamed a scream of rage. He couldn't let Kelsey kill him. He would never give her the steering wheel again of her own mind. Kel smirked at the burning bodies. At least his plan had somewhat worked. Shayna, Shannon, and Jonathan were nowhere to be seen. He would have to kill them as well before killing Kelsey once and for all. Why would he kill her?
That's what I'm fucking... Now, this part is so cringy, because I was, like, listening to 9 Inch Nails, and I was like, I saw that song, that's a song title of theirs, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking name this chapter that song title, and it's so dumb.
Because chapter 42 is called The Four of Us Are Dying.
And that's a 9 Inch Nails song.
Never heard it. Shannon shuddered as she heard Kelsey's screams of rage. She just couldn't wrap her mind around why Kelsey would do such a thing. What motive did she have? Shayna and Shannon had decided to rest. Jonathan hadn't come to just yet.
come to just yet.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully he would soon. Shayna looked down at her arms and gasped. They were charred from the flames. At this point, nothing shocked her, and she had seen almost all of her classmates die over the last few days. Thick black smoke wafted through the air. It would only be half an hour before it completely engulfed the three of them.
The flames licked the sky.
They had to get off this island. Shayna and Shannon were very close to snapping due to the sheer intensity of the last 5 days. They just wanted to have a fun getaway with their classmates, and it turned out to be an absolute nightmare. Shannon cried, and Shayna cried with her. She wrapped her arms around Shannon, and they fell into each other, sobbing.
Ew, ew.
Another scream reverberated off the trees through the forest. Kelsey, she barely even got a good glimpse at Kelsey, but she seemed to be smiling before she sent the container of gasoline into the flame. Kelsey is fucking sick, Shannon muttered. Shayna shushed her silently by putting a finger to her lips. I like how she just like. Who fucking cares, Shayna? Kelsey has killed half our fucking class. But Lord forbid I offend Jonathan. What?
Because Jonathan and Kelsey were dating.
Well, yeah, but anyway.
But yeah.
She yelled. Shayna was taken aback by her sister's tone. Shannon could see the hurt on Shayna's face. I'm sorry, Shayna. I'm just really fucking scared right now.
I'm just really fucked up.
I don't know what we're gonna do. She said, the four of us are dying. The words resonated through Shayna's mind. It was a song by 9 Inch Nails that she had always loved playing from their album The Slip. She had gotten the CD from her 12th birthday. She played it on constant repeat. The gloomy vibes of the song and the atmospheric instrumental echoed through her mind, playing like a soundtrack to their current situation.
That's the way I was listening to that song while I was writing this.
You were like, oh fuck, this is good.
I was literally Tara Gillespie. I was literally writing My Immortal. I was like, I like GC to write their song into this.
I like GC. You should have Kelsey say that.
Oh, GC.
There were no words to the song, so her and Shannon used to add their own words to it. And went like this: the four of us are dying. The Grim Reaper isn't lying. not this shit musical number. Hold on, let me go back.
You gotta sing it.
No.
I'll sing it.
I'll sing it. Hold on.
Okay.
The four of us are dying. The Grim Reaper isn't lying. The four of us are dying. The pressure of life we are defying. They would chant those 4 sentences over and over again throughout the entire duration of the song. Shayna wasn't sure why she thought of it now, especially because of their current predicament. It helped alleviate the anxiety in a way.
No, because I feel like we need to play that song on your phone real quick. Just so you can get the vibe of what this shit
Maybe
sounds
after.
like.
Maybe
yeah.
That
maybe
song
after.
pierced a light through the fog that was her mind. It reminded her of her youth. It sounds like she's really fucking old, but she's
I feel
like
we should
what,
play it.
18?
We should like play it for the audience so they know what it sounds like.
It reminded her to keep fighting. No matter what, fighting until the very end.
The four of us are
Chapter 43 is called Back Home. Deirdre and Jacob left the hospital hand in hand. Didn't we already go over this, that they left the goddamn hospital and
No,
they were back
I
home?
think they were about to.
No, they were home
Don't
last
you nut
time.
on me, little missy.
I just read it. They were home last
They were
time.
just no.
They were finally going back home. They took a plane back to Painesboro. I like it. I will go back to that chapter because it talks about them being home. Okay. Don't drop it in my puss, okay?
We're dropping M&Ms in Maddie's puss, apparently.
Baby.
I feel like I'm feeding a gerbil. Wait, I want the blue one. Don't put fucking finger on that, you weirdo. Okay, I want the green one.
Okay. Sure.
No, because I'm playing you that fucking song after this episode. So
Okay,
you can
okay.
hear that shit.
I'm gonna listen to it and be like, damn.
That sucks ass. We're gonna try and sing those words. I feel like after this book, we should do that on here. Because I want to hear us. I think it'd be a really funny moment. to like play it on your phone while it's recording.
Do you want to take a picture of what they were singing?
No, I'll just open up to the
It's
page.
chapter 42.
And I'll be like, after we read, we'll do that on the recording.
Deirdre kept having recurring nightmares about Sasha dying, and she had nightmares of drowning and being devoured by sharks. Sorry.
That was the sharks.
Jacob was always by her side to shake her awake, though, whenever she would get them. They finally arrived back in Painesboro in the early hours of the morning.
Girl, what? No, because now I remember it, because it said they were free to go. Oh, Hottie McHot. Ooh.
He ain't touching you.
Fuck off. You might be 35, and I might be 22. The end.
The end.
But you know what the difference between that is? 13. You know what? I don't fucking know anymore.
Okay. Jacob was always by her side to shake her awake, though, and whenever she would get them. They finally arrived back in Painesboro in the early hours of the morning. They took a taxi and headed to Jacob's house.
I'm just thinking of Jacob Black.
They smiled at each other the entire time. He's just not even driving, just... If you guys want to know what we're talking about, basically, they're just staring at each other the entire drive home. I don't know who's driving, but he's driving, so like...
He's like... They hit a pedestrian, they're like...
They were so glad to be back home. When they arrived at his house, they quickly hurried out of the taxi up the slanted driveway to his house.
Okay.
It was a nice 2-story house with a clean, fresh coat of paint on the fence outside. There was also a rose garden surrounding the house.
That's where that bitch lives that wrote Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. It's her.
The flowers gave the area a more lively feel compared to that of his neighbors' houses, which seemed dark and decrepit.
What the fuck?
When Deirdre entered his house, the aroma of cinnamon filled her nose. She always loved the Febreze that had smelled like cinnamon. That's really fucking specific. She didn't just say she loved the smell of cinnamon. She loved the Febreze smell of cinnamon.
I don't like mangoes, but I like how mangoes smell from Febreze.
His house looked neat and tidy, almost as if no one had ever lived in it. He smirked at her. "Does it look nice?" He asked her, and yes, she said. She stared at the bookshelves covered in books. Various knickknacks sat on the shelves and paintings covered the walls. "Starry Night?" Deirdre asked. "Yes," Jacob said. It was her favorite painting by Van Gogh. She even had a poster of it in her room when she was younger.
That was me doing a self-insert, because I did. I know, right?
It helped her sleep at night. The dark blue hues mixed with the yellow of the stars and the swirl of the colors together relaxed her and put her mind at ease. They're gonna smash.
They're gonna fuck with that painting.
She went upstairs to see what all was up there. She headed into his bedroom, curious how it looked. When she walked in, she gasped. It sounds like it's going in a really bad direction. I don't think it is, but like, it's funny. His bedroom was absolutely gorgeous. He had a black bread spread, which complemented the carpet and the curtains quite nicely.
The way a bunch of high schoolers just got fucking murdered. And now it's like, oh, sex scene between these two bitches.
White bookshelves lined the entire room. "I didn't know you were such a bookworm," Deirdre said, giggling. "I love to read," Jacob said. "It takes my mind to a different place other than reality."
Reality.
She plumped down on his bed, exhausted from all the traveling. The comforter was soft, and she sunk right into it. I like how instead of her going back to her home, she goes to his home and just acts like she's never been there before. She's like yeah.
I love how they're conveniently both from Painesboro as well.
Yeah. Okay. Sheer relaxation flowed through her as she kicked her shoes off and lay down, because she fucking lives here. Jacob smirked at her and laid down next to her. He kissed her and grabbed her hand. He could lay here forever next to her.
It's about to get gross.
I don't think so.
Gross. I'm scared.
I think you decided maybe not to, but if I turn this page, it might get weird. They both closed their eyes and slept. They both awoke at midnight. Deirdre opened her eyes and saw Jacob staring deep into her. She found it cute and she giggled. She stretched and said, "Let's take a shower. I want to change out of these clothes." Jacob agreed. He found her an outfit that she could wear. His bathroom was as luxurious and gorgeous as the rest of his house. He had a marble bathroom counter with a shiny faucet.
Oh my fucking god, no one cares.
Seashell designs were imprinted in the side of his massive bathtub. That sounds really fucking ugly when I'm thinking about it. In my head.
This is reminding me of like My Immortal. She was wearing black lipstick, black stockings,
black everything, which had heat jets on the side.
That's like my bathroom.
His shower. You have heat jets in your.
Well, they're not heat jets. They just jet out water.
I don't have that. I was like, his shower was massive and had 2 shower heads. She quickly got undressed, as did he.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Then they got in the shower. The warm water made Deirdre feel amazing. She hadn't had a hot shower in what felt like ages.
Her nipples gone hard.
She closed her eyes and let the hot water run down her face. Jacob kissed on her neck, caressing her hair as he did so. She turned around and kissed him firmly on the lips. She could stay in this shower forever with him. The steam made a warm shield against the rest of the world, which was cold and cruel. Okay.
I always do this where I'm like, it was like a warm shield. It was an aromatic explosion. It was an aromatic explosion.
She fell into his arms and let him hold his warm body next to hers. It felt so good and so right. I like how it has no fucking... Now, chapter 44 is called Mental Battle.
I'm physically recoiling from this.
This
is like kryptonite. I can't handle it.
Inside of Kelsey's mind, a battle was commencing as if you couldn't...
A battle was commencing. Like, this is Naruto.
As if you couldn't fucking tell from the title or the last chapter.
I thought Kelsey was just fine in the head. What?
She was trying to gain control of her consciousness again, but she failed. Kel was too strong, and there was no way he would give her control again. Where the fuck are they? Kel roared as he traversed through the forest. The forest continued to burn from the explosion only an hour before. Thick black smoke ascended into the air. There had to be help coming soon, and Kel knew that. He was growing more and more desperate by the second. Kelsey laughed at his desperation. She hoped that she would die in the flames, so it would kill her and Kel and no one else would get hurt. The guilt was eating her alive. Kel had made her kill Tilden people, more than half of her senior class people. She felt herself slowly losing grasp of herself. Kel was taking over more and more by the minute. She felt hopeless. She held on as tightly as she could to her reality and her control over her own mind. This is reminding me, there was this horror movie that came out. Mm-hmm. I do not remember what it's called, but it's about this lady, like, obviously, like, there's experiencing, like, some, like, haunted shit. Mm-hmm. And it turns out she has a parasitic twin that, like, they tried to cut it off and, like, put the little tissue that was left back in the body. Mm-hmm. But, well, basically it grew back, because you know what a parasitic twin is, right? And so it was feeding off of her babies and causing her to have miscarriages. Jesus, and it like breaks out of her back. It's like a whole thing. Because it's like she's the one that's been doing all this crazy shit. When she's been trying to like keep herself away from it. It was her.
Yeah.
Like it was her little twin.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You should watch that fucking movie.
We should. Okay.
Chapter 45 is called Awake. Jonathan was enveloped in a crushing blanket of everlasting darkness.
Why am I so edgy?
He couldn't see anything, and he felt warmed. Oh shit! Is he
pissing himself?
There's always warm to the cold, I guess. He was floating in the middle of a universe where nothing existed. An image floated into his mind, an image of Kelsey slowly burning. It caused Jonathan significant distress.
That caused me significant distress. That's how I say that made me sad.
The flames licked at the edge of the image.
These flames are like Miley.
Burning gradually but slowly, embers burned bright as they fell into the darkness, and then the flames began to catch, roaring ablaze, and the once peaceful tranquility he had found within that darkness. It burned brighter and brighter. The flames rose until they completely covered his surroundings. He screamed in agony as they covered his entire body. He jolted awake, frightened by his dream. He stared up and saw Shayna and Shannon, a concerned look on both of their faces. Where am I? He stammered. Let's just get you fully awake first, Shayna said. He felt a throbbing pain at the back of his head. He jolted awake when he heard Kelsey scream, "I'm gonna find you sooner or later and slit your fucking throat." I can't read it seriously.
No, I'm reading that as like, your babies are gonna fucking burn.
That would have been better than, "I'm gonna slit your fucking throat."
I'm just imagining it's like a prissy twink voice.
He looked up at the twins in fear. What the hell happened to Kelsey? He exclaimed. Shannon looked cautiously at Shayna. Shayna nodded her head. Shannon sighed and looked at him and said, listen, I know this is going to be hard to believe, but Kelsey dropped a container of gasoline into the open campfire, which caused it to explode and killed Huxley, Chase, and Colt.
I love how it's like, this is going to be hard to explain, but...
Yeah, it threw you into a tree and knocked you out, but we couldn't leave you there to die. Jonathan shook his head in denial. No way, I know Kelsey. She would never do anything like that, he said. I'm sorry, Jonathan, but it's true, Shayna said. No, it's not. You're lying, he said. I saw it with my own eyes, Jonathan. I wouldn't lie about something like that. Shayna snapped. Jonathan shook his head and let the tears fall. Why would she do something like that? What is her motive? It's already bad enough to be stuck on this island, but now we're having a murderer who is dead set on killing their classmates? Why the fuck are you saying that?
This has been happening since the fucking very beginning of this book. And I'm always like, oh, this is actually bad. I hate him. I wish he does
die. The smoke continued to billow and paint the sky with its charcoal hues.
I want to kill myself. I would randomly have moments where I'm like, let me fucking sound like a good writer.
It says, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that smoke is going to engulf us if we don't go moving soon. Shannon said. Jonathan nodded and said, okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
I like how he didn't come to terms with his girlfriend being the killer that they were all trying to find out, and he's just like, okay, let's fucking go.
I feel like Jonathan has a Patrick Star voice.
They sprinted upwards.
That's like Temple Run. Island Run.
Away from the smoke and the flames that was gradually destroying the forest. They had been running for about 15 minutes when Shannon needed to stop to take a break.
I thought she was going to have to stop to pee.
I know, that's what I thought. Little did they know that Kel was close to them and was on their trail. Jonathan turned around and yelled, Kelsey! That's it for that chapter.
Help arrives.
And then, chapter 46 is called Help Arrives. Over there, a middle-aged man from the search team yelled as he pointed at the crashed ship at the tip of the island. There were trees ablaze. It would be near impossible to enter the forest at this rate. We'll have to see if there are any live ones, a woman yelled. They parked their boat at the shore and they all got out. There are 3 dead ones, a man shouted as he looked at the charred bodies of Huxley, Chase, and Colt. We're going to need to call backup to fight this fire. Help was finally on the island if the others could survive Cal. Chapter 47. It's all over.
These chapters are so stupidly short. It's like actually pissing me off.
I know, right?
It's like, help's on the way. Chapter 47.
Chapter 47.
Chapter 46. Chapter 47.
Kelsey thought of Jonathan's dark hair, the dimples in his cheeks, and when he smiled, his jawline, his everything. Okay.
I think I was trying when I was writing this part.
Do you remember when we read about them being together and talked about how like they had the best sex they had in their entire fucking life with each other? I was like, why the fuck did you write that?
First of all, I'm going to reiterate it. I was around their age when I wrote this, so it's not creepy. It is now.
I didn't say it was creepy. I was just saying that it's like they fucked hard for hours all night, and I'm like, whoa.
It was just, I don't know why did I include random sex scenes? Or like earlier when Sandra's tampon fell out. Why did I?
No, let's not talk about Sandra's tampon.
It sounds like a bad like store. It sounds like a store on eBay that incels go to buy tampons.
That's gonna be just like one of our things. People would be like, huh? And it'll be like Sandra's tampon.
Sandra's tampon.
The lore.
I've had enough. I'm pulling out Sandra's tampon.
And not only that specific sex scene, but also earlier when like that one guy was jacking it. That was.
He looked at the picture and touched his pee-pee and I'm like, girl.
It's like he took this picture of her without her ever knowing, and then
he touched himself to it. And I was like,
God. It was too detailed.
Let's get through this hellhole of novel.
She was trying to gain back control of her body before Cal killed Shannon, and Jonathan. She couldn't let Cal win. She had to kill him once and for all, and she felt herself finally gaining control again. Cal was getting furious. However, before she could gain full control, Cal pushed her back. I warned you, Kelsey. Cal said. Sorry. In retaliation, he pulled out a machete and slashed Jonathan's arm. What?
What?
He screamed in agony. No! Shayna screamed. Jonathan rammed himself into Kelsey's stomach, knocking her backwards into a tree. The impact knocked her unconscious, which managed to temporarily knock Kel out of the control of Kelsey's mind. When she awoke, she looked into Jonathan's eyes. Kelsey, what has gotten into you? Jonathan asked.
Kelsey, you having a bad day today?
She let the tears spill down her cheeks. I have suffered with split personality disorder since childhood, she said. I'm sorry, I'm just now telling you. He comes out when I don't take my meds. And before this trip, I spilled the meds down the sink. I thought I would be okay, but clearly I wasn't. It sounds like she did that on fucking purpose, but anyway.
She's like, oops.
She's like, I accidentally just, like, shoved them all in the
Shoved them all
toilet.
down the fucking sink and flushed.
Kelsey said. Jonathan pulled her into a tight hug. We'll work through it together, baby. He said. Kelsey hugged him back and gave him a firm kiss on the lips. Suddenly, her face began to contort. She tried fighting it, but she knew she couldn't fight it for much longer. She pushed away from Jonathan. She looked over at the nearby ledge. She knew what she had to do. She looked back at Jonathan, tears spilling down her face. I love you, baby, she said as she quickly ran to the ledge before Jonathan could stop her and jumped. Jonathan gasped and ran towards the cliff. No! Jonathan screamed. Kelsey smiled up at Jonathan as she fell. She thought all of their memories together. How they met sophomore year at the skating rink, her losing her virginity to him. Why the fuck? Their dates, the Friday night football games, how he always loved his eggs sunny side up, how he skipped tiles constantly when walking on the tiled floor in the high school. Jonathan had always been insanely superstitious. It was just one of the many things that she loved about him. This is for all the people Cal made me kill. I'm so sorry. I'll see you all soon, she thought to herself. And this is especially for you, Jonathan.
Why is she like doing a Grammy speech and she's killing herself?
I know. Before she hit the bottom, Cal came back into control of her mind. His face twisted in rage and he screamed, no! Before Kelsey hit the bottom, she died with a smile on her face. Now Cal couldn't hurt anyone else. He died with her.
Die with a smile. I predicted the song.
Damn. Jonathan fell to his knees and stared down at Kelsey's body. He began to sob. Shayna and Shannon sat back staring in horror. It was over. It was all over. Jonathan let his screams echo through the forest. It was agonizing. Tears built up in the twins' eyes, even just hearing his pain. It wasn't long before help arrived and found the three of them. Just so fucking convenient that they just found them.
So...
3 words constantly echoed through Shayna's mind. It's all over. It's all over. It's all over. Everything after the rescue was a blur. She didn't remember being loaded into the ship with a towel around her shoulder. She didn't remember being taken to the hospital checked for symptoms of shock. She remembered waking up the next day to the harsh fluorescent lights that the hospital had. She was finally safe. Chapter 48, finally free. How much fucking more do you have in here?
How much is... Okay, it shouldn't be...
Oh, there's the epilogue. Should I read it?
Yeah, we'll read the epilogue.
Okay. They're finally waking up, Deirdre said to Jacob as they walked into the hospital room that Shayna, Shannon, and Jonathan shared. Why the fuck are they there?
Why are we just listing the names like Shannon, Jonathan?
Jonathan's arm was bandaged up where Kelsey had Kel had slashed him. Shayna looked up at Deirdre and Jacob. Where am I? She asked. You're back in the Painesboro Hospital, Deirdre said. Wait a minute, weren't you the two on the cruise ship? She asked them. They both nodded. We're glad that you guys are safe. Like they just fucking know them all of a sudden.
I know! It's fucking pissing me off.
What exactly happened on that ship? Shannon asked. Well, this man broke onto the ship and killed the captain. Crashed the ship, took all the money hidden in the safe, and then took the rest of the crew hostage, Jacob said.
And then I killed Sasha Bell, and then she shoved the new pepper pussy.
That bastard is the entire reason we were stranded on that island, Jonathan said. Don't worry, he's dead now.
Jimmy
He drowned
Nichols.
in the ocean due to the currents, making the boat capsize, Deirdre said. Jacob here saved me from drowning.
Nobody fucking
cares?
asked that, Deirdre.
Nobody fucking cares, Deirdre. The news blared on in the background. Shayna snapped to attention when she heard the news anchor discussing what happened to the Painesboro senior
just realized
class.
Shannon didn't die, and I thought at the very beginning she was going to die eventually.
So you were wrong, bitch, because she didn't die.
It's been way too long.
Can you turn it up? She asked Deirdre. Deirdre complied and turned up the volume. As of now, we have discovered a handful of bodies. There are assumed to have been 19 dead, but some may still be missing, the news anchor said. We will update you more on this info as we get more info. Shayna knew the police would interrogate the three of them over what had happened on that island. She hoped that they would wait until she had the chance to recover from the trauma over the last week. She couldn't even begin to put her words into thoughts. What? Her thoughts into words. Her mind was jumbled and felt like a train wreck. All she knew was that she was in tremendous emotional and physical pain. Over the next few weeks, nurses came in and out of their rooms, treating all of their burns, cuts, and scrapes, and all that they could treat. Shayna hated the burn treatments. They scraped the dead skin off until she bled, and it was agonizing.
Why did I feel the need to include that in there? I was weird.
Well, I mean, that's what you do to burn people.
It is, but it's like, it was agonizing and it fucking hurt, and they scraped your fucking skin
Well, it said
off.
Shannon held her hand while it happened, of course. Through it all, they had both survived. Jonathan didn't talk much, not that they couldn't blame him after losing the love of his life. The doctors called a psychiatrist in, and she prescribed him antidepressants to help, not that they did much for him.
No, it just says antidepressants. It's not a specific kind.
Their parents also came in and out almost as often as the nurses did. Shayna and Shannon's parents sobbed when they saw the twins. They hugged the both of them, smothered them in hugs and kisses. She was glad to see them again. Jonathan's parents didn't come by. His parents were always neglectful. just the wheels turning in the fucking head, But Shayna and Shannon's parents always made sure to make him feel included during their visits. It made Jonathan feel happy. After a few weeks, they were finally released from the hospital. Shayna was glad to be back in the world. It was late June, and the sun felt good on her face. Her high school skipped graduation and mailed out the diplomas instead. That's kind of fucking... I'd be so fucking pissed.
I think it's because there's only like 3 of them.
True, but I want to hold ceremony dedicated to me, because fuck the rest of you.
Yeah.
But...
Fuck the rest of you.
The Painesboro class of 2022 would go down in infamy. What Shayna did know was that she would always have a strong attachment to all of her peers she lost on an island. She would make sure to never, ever forget them so that they could live on inside her mind. They deserved that, at least.
And then the epilogue is really fucking lame.
And the epilogue is 2 years later.
How long is it? Long. Let's not read all this. Basically, this is just like,
Well, it says, like, I think it's... Okay. It says... I am going to read it just because... We need to read it.
Yeah.
It says 2 years later. Shayna smiled down at the memorial that had been placed in front of the high school. It had a list of all the people who had died 2 years ago on that senior trip. The high school had decided to make a memorial for all those who lost their lives. She stood with Shannon and Jonathan, who each carried numerous roses for each classmate.
I was going to say numerous rolls of toilet paper.
They put all 20 roses in front of the memorial. Then they all grabbed hands and read each name aloud on the memorial, paying their respects to their fellow peers. It says Sandra Aarons. Shayna remembered her being very helpful to her injured peers. She was a sweet girl. Winnie. She kept to herself, and Shayna didn't know her well, but she was sweet. Colt had been insanely helpful with finding all the resources. He didn't deserve to die, and he definitely didn't deserve to die the way he did. Barney. Shayna remembered that her peers, especially Missy's posse, would make fun of his name. He was a quiet, shy guy, and he was always nice. Mason. Shayna didn't remember Mason well, except that he was a teacher's pet. He was Mr. Doherty's favorite of the class. Jason. She remembered Jason being a bit of a troublemaker. Nonetheless, he could still be a nice guy when he wanted to.
I love how these are like, he was a piece of shit, but he didn't deserve to die.
I know, right?
Mason kissed ass.
Kelsey. Shayna still hadn't completely wrapped her mind around Kelsey. Even though she had killed half of the class, she felt bad for her. She just needed help in her meds, and it could have prevented the entire ordeal. No matter what, she couldn't bring herself to hate Kelsey. She hated Kelsey's mental illness, and that made her the way she was. Damn. Madison. Shayna had always liked Madison. She was funny and outgoing, which went well with Winnie's shy and introverted personality. Do you think it's gonna talk about Missy and be like, that fucking whore?
That fucking pig fucking bitch.
Okay. Okay.
It's definitely gonna mention Missy at some point.
Oh, it is. It's mentioned all of them. Mr. Dean Doherty. We actually got a name drop, whatever the fuck his name was.
We got the government name.
Had always been Shayna's favorite teacher. It was his idea to have the senior trip on a boat. He didn't deserve to die. He left a family behind. He was a good and generous man who lived a good life. Huxley.
He did.
He had also helped Shannon along with Sandra. She cringed thinking about how he died. He should have survived. Hollywood. Even though she was part of Missy's posse, Shannon knew deep down that she had a heart of gold. She deserved much better. Missy. Even though she had made everyone's life a living hell, she didn't deserve to die. That's it.
This is literally all it's saying is this bitch was a bitch. She didn't deserve to die.
Uma Kern. Uma had always been quiet. She was shy, sad, and lost girl. What? Shayna wished she had tried and helped her through what she was going through, but she was glad Uma went out on her own terms. Okay. Maria Lopez, because even though she could be a bitch, she was hurting deep down inside and wasn't anything like Missy was. Jada.
Who the fuck? Oh yeah, she died like at the very beginning.
I don't fucking remember her either. Jada and Shanna had been friends freshman year before they grew apart. She was always accepting of other people, and she was proud. She was a proud nerd. Shanna missed the old moments of her and Jada that her and Jada used to have. Chase. Shanna never had been too fond of Chase, but he was helpful in finding resources on the island. McKenna. McKenna was a mega bitch, just like Missy, but she had her nice side, and as they all three said her name, Shayna remembered a time at the party where her and McKenna had a drunk conversation about Shayna's ex-boyfriend. She had been supportive and told her she didn't need him. McKenna knew this is the right thing to say when Shayna needed an ego boost.
I love how it says they all three said her name, so they're all just like, McKenna.
Well, I think they're all reading their names and like thinking about them, I guess. It says David. Shayna had felt guilt over David for quite a while now. They had all accused him of being the killer when he actually wasn't. She couldn't even imagine how alone and betrayed he felt before he died. With his name, they all apologized to him. They owed him at least that. Maylee.
Maylee's another one that died at the very beginning.
I don't remember her at all. Maylee was the valedictorian of the senior class. She was insanely smart and was great in leadership positions. Shayna often thought that if Maylee had survived, they would have all survived due to her strong leadership skills. Kurt. Shayna didn't know Kurt well, but she definitely didn't like him. He was a womanizer in every sense of the word, but he didn't deserve to die. It says, goodbye, the three of them said as they finished saying all 20 names carved into the memorial. The roses lay out in display in front of the memorial, all of them different colors. Of course, how many fucking different colors of roses are there?
There's like chartreuse. they probably painted some of them. So
I know,
all
right?
Different colors.
They had finally said their piece to their classmates. Shayna was glad she did. She felt like she could finally move on from the past in a way and to live more in the present. I like how they didn't do this right after it happened, but they did this like 2 years later.
I know. Oh, so this is in 2024. So this is like last year.
I know. Damn. We should have read it last year.
Been like, oh wow.
I know, right? She felt like, okay. She was currently a sophomore at Orion University alongside Orion.
Oh,
what?
Sorry. Okay, so this leads into the next book I wrote after this. It takes place at that university. So all these link together.
Okay,
so.
anyway, I'm gonna read it. Alongside Shannon, Jonathan decided to go into carpentry, and he even found a new girlfriend. Shayna was proud of him, especially because she knew how much he had loved Kelsey. Shannon and Shayna walked away hand in hand. Shayna took one last look at the memorial next to Painesboro High, remembering all the amazing memories she had made there. Before turning away and getting into the car, one thing was for sure. She never wanted to go on a cruise ship or an island ever again.
Oh, author's note. Okay, I'm going to read this since I'm the author.
How fucking long is your author's note?
So here's a bunch of... Okay, author's note. First off, I want to thank everyone who has read this story. It means a lot to me. It sucked. Oh, it means a lot to me that you would read a story I wrote. This is my first full-length short novel.
Is it 3 o'clock?
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. We have to go get food before he has class.
Oh, fuck.
It starts at 4:30. Yeah, it does, right? It just starts at 4?
Fuck. Okay, bye, guys. Okay, sorry, guys. We got caught off guard. But anyways, so we're going to read this author's note real quick while Maddie pulls up that fucking song. Did you get it pulled out?
Well, I'm trying to find it. I couldn't find it on Apple Music.
It is. It's just you have to... Just go to 9 Inch Nails and click on their artist profile and I'll go to it because I know what album it's on.
Oh, I just found it.
Okay, don't play it yet.
Oh, wait, fuck. What? There's an ad
We'll
now.
let this ad play first.
There's 2 ads.
Of course there fucking is.
Only took 2 minutes.
Okay, pause. Okay, so I'm going to read this author's note first.
It's on page 42. You got it?
Yeah, hold on. I'm doing the author's note. So I said... First off, I want to thank everyone who has read this story.
It was only you because you were the only one who bought it.
That's why I said it like it was going to be like a fucking world phenomenon. It means a lot to me that you would read a story I wrote. Nobody did. This is my first full-length short novel on Wattpad. And I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed writing it. I have a new story I'm working on right now that takes place at a college fraternity, and I'm excited for y'all to all read it. And now this is fun facts about stuff that was supposed to happen in the story but didn't. So originally Jonathan was intended on being the killer, but I thought the Kelsey split personality twist was a lot better and less predictable. I will say the way I portrayed split personalities was very inaccurate, I feel like, in this, and so I kind of don't like that, but if I rewrite it, I probably won't even have the same twist, because it's obvious now, but Shannon was originally going to die from her wounds. Oh, that's why I thought she fucking died, like some of the other characters, but I decided to let her live, because I knew Shannon would need a support system. Shannon was originally going to be the only survivor, and Jonathan and Kelsey were working together as killers. Shayna was going to kill Kelsey, and Jonathan was going to trick Shayna into killing him to frame her for everything. The entire thief storyline with Jimmy Nichols, Deirdre, Sasha, and Jacob wasn't even a thing in the original draft.
Probably should have stayed that way.
Yeah. I added it because I thought it added depth to the story. You were wrong. In chapter 43, I was going to put a shocking reveal where Deirdre or Jacob had secretly been working with the thief of the cruise ship the entire time, but it didn't make sense, so I scrapped that idea. No, because when she was in that bedroom, I thought it was about to be revealed that Jacob was working with them. That's why. It's because some of these storylines were included. Anyways, let's go to chapter 42 and play this fuck out.
Yeah, it's at the very end of that chapter.
So, I'm going to sing this shit.
It's gonna sound so.
So this is what Shayna and Shannon would sing
Okay,
together.
you want me to play it?
Yeah. The four of us are dying. The Grim Reaper isn't lying. The four of us are dying. The pressure of life we are defying. Wait, let's go into like the middle of it and see how it changes. The four of us are dying.
It's so bad.
The four of us.
The fact that you were listening to this on a damn CD over and over and over
It
again.
wasn't a CD.
Oh,
It was on Apple Music. I didn't have the CD. I wish I did, but
You're just like,
it was like so fucking deep. Okay, we can stop playing it now. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this season.
this season's over.
I think next season we should read the one
Another
I wrote.
one.
The one I wrote called The Fraternity, because it connects into this a little bit.
Do they die in that one? That'd be funny.
Well, not the survivors in this. I don't think they appear in that one. But
I was like,
the university that Kelsey goes to, or went to at whatever point.
she didn't go to one. She died on the island.
No, not Kelsey. I mean Shayna. Yeah, that all takes place at that university. But anyways, we'll read that next time. That's going to be fun. So you'll have to make us look like frat bros. Like have little snapbacks on.
Yeah. I'll look up pictures and then we'll just I'll put like a beer bong table going on there.
Yes. Okay, bye guys.
Bye guys.